A very warm good morning to respected sir and ma'am. So I am Varad Kulkarni, an E&TC student, and I am going to explain few concepts from data analytics subject. So for the first topic, that is data wrangling. The process of converting or mapping data from the initial raw form into another format in order to prepare the data for further analysis is known as data wrangling. Further, we move towards the execution of the code. Over here, firstly, we import numpy as np and we define an array which contains integer values. In the first process, that is mean removal, we have standardized the data and we call the print function nmean and standard deviation, which gives us certain output as such over here. In the next step, that is data wrangling scaling, the scalar function which is called and processed over the given input array functions out and gives output as such. The next step, that is the normalization process in data wrangling, is carried out over here as such when print normalized data function is carried on. In the next step, that is data wrangling binarization, binarized data which is being processed on the basis of the input array is processed over here. So, in the next topic, what is the process of data analysis? So, data analysis is the process of examining, transforming, and arranging raw data in a specific way to generate useful information from it. So, data analysis contains some steps. So, the steps are data requirement gathering. For any analysis, we require certain amount of data so that we can move forward. In the second step, data collection, we concentrate on collecting data from various sources such as internet or hardware files or any related articles. In the next step, that is data cleaning, we at the second step where we have collected data, there might be some extra data which is of no use for us. So that extra data is being cleaned over here. In the next step, that is data analysis, the data which is completely for our use is been analyzed over here. And in the next step, data interpretation, the analyzed data is been interpreted on a graphical way manner. And in the last step, that is data visualization, the we will get onto a specific output or a unique solution of the data which is interpreted. Linear regression. So, linear regression is a concept where there is an independent variable and an dependent variable which is being plotted on x-axis and y-axis respectively. Linear regression is a linear model, that is a model that assumes a linear relationship between the input variables and the single output variable, which contains one dependent variable and one independent variable. Let's see it. So, in the equation y is equals to x omega plus b, here y is a dependent variable whereas x is independent variable and omega is the slope. So, let's move forward for the code execution. Over here, we have imported numpy as np, and at the input state, we have given x and y values. As we can see, there are x coordinates and y coordinates over here in the second step. In the third step, we have defined polynomial features so that both x and y values are being considered. In the next step, the class model linear regression is being defined over here. After that, we might see coefficient of determination that's been processed as an output. Intercept also is being called by the print intercept function. We might also get the coefficients by the print coefficient function. So we will move to our last topic, that is probability distribution and its types. So what is probability distribution? In our day-to-day life, It is a mathematical function which provides or gives us the idea of the possibilities of an outcome in any event. So there are certain types of probability distribution. They are Bernoulli distribution, uniform distribution, binomial distribution, normal distribution, and Poisson distribution. In Bernoulli distribution, we might consider example in a cricket match. At the start of a cricket match, there is toss. So in a toss, either a team wins or team loses. So there is certainly just two outcomes, that is success or failure. So this is a perfect example of Bernoulli distribution. In uniform distribution, we may consider the example of an die, rolling of an die. So when we roll a die, there are possibly six outcomes that may range from 1 to 6. So there is a possibility that we can get every outcome, that is 1, 2, 3, till up to 6. So this was an example on uniform distribution. Binomial distribution. Binomial distribution is moreover not exactly same, but as a Bernoulli distribution. In binomial distribution, we may see that we may again consider the example of a cricket match. But in a cricket match, if in a match you win the toss, there is no assurity or guarantee that in the second or the upcoming matches you will win the toss or lose. So in binomial distribution, it considers the data set of more events, that is two or more events, the normal distribution. So we will look on forward to normal distribution. In normal distribution, it represents the mean, median, and mode of the distribution. The curve of the distribution is bell-shaped and symmetrical about the line x. A normal distribution is highly different from binomial and Bernoulli distribution. The last one, that is Poisson distribution, it is an unique way of distribution. The characteristics of Poisson distribution is any successful event should not influence the outcome of any other successful event. That is, it is not interdependent. Thank you.